thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those of you that are live, give me a second, please, as I get a couple things ready. Thank you for your patience. Okay, thank you guys for joining me live today. I appreciate it. I apologize for the delay. We're halfway through 2025 already, and the way that businesses are using AI is evolving very fast. And what started as a competitive edge, automating tasks and accelerating workflows, has become foundational across industries far and wide. So the thing is that regulators are now catching up, especially when AI intersects with your personal data. So if you're a CPA, a bookkeeper, or a manufacturer, chances are that you're using AI to sort data or predict trends or make decisions. That also means that you're potentially dealing with privacy laws like California's CPRA and the new state level AI rules that require transparency, oversight, and fairness in how these tools work. So in today's sessions, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to focus on what really matters, how to stay compliant with US data privacy regulations, while still making the most of AI tools. No fluff, just some guidance that protects your business and builds client trust. So, as always, as you know, my name is Michael Roybal. I own and operate IT Colorado in Loveland. And I just want to quickly introduce myself. We help businesses all over northern Colorado and the Front Range with cybersecurity and AI integration. Excuse me. In the US, AI regulation is very fragmented, but it is evolving. California was the first major law to address the automated decision-making, expanding on their Privacy Act to include sensitive personal data and requiring businesses to disclose when AI is involved in decision processes that impact individuals. Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, they are all among states that are now rolling out similar legislation. And these laws require transparency around AI logic, giving consumers opt-out rights, emphasizing fairness and accountability in the automated decision process. So while they vary state by state, the trend is pretty clear that AI systems that influence customer experience or employment or financial outcomes are under great scrutiny. At the federal level, Congress hasn't passed a nationwide AI law yet. The FTC is using its authority to crack down on unfair or deceptive practices, especially when those tools discriminate or where they lack oversight or they mislead consumers. So the bottom line is if your AI tools affect how people are treated, you need to be prepared to justify how and why they work the way they do. And you don't need to be a tech company to fall under these rules. Small and mid-sized businesses are using AI more than ever. From classifying transactions to analyzing your employees' performances or forecasting purchasing behavior, these tools often handle personal or sensitive information, even if it's just indirectly. And the risk, if your AI systems are making decisions, if they're flagging invoices or prioritizing customers or adjusting schedules, you're responsible for the fairness and the accuracy of these outcomes. And if those decisions happen without disclosure or human review, they could be seen as a violation of privacy laws. So beyond the legal consequences, there's also reputational damage. Clients and employees alike expect transparency and they expect fairness, especially if AI is involved in the decision process. So a lack of clear oversight could result in complaints. It could result in data breaches or maybe even a costly investigation. It's not just about checking boxes, it's about protecting your credibility and your business continuity. AI compliance in 2025, it starts with transparency. So if a system influences decisions, like flagging transactions or adjusting schedules, people need to know it's in use and how it works. So behind the scenes automation is no longer acceptable. And at the same time, you need to be deliberate with data. Collect only what's needed for a clear business purpose. Excess data just increases risk. And consent is critical, especially if you're using this sensitive information. Individuals should understand what's being collected, and they should have options to opt out or to appeal any decisions. And if AI impacts jobs or money or client outcomes, human oversight is essential. There always needs to be a human part to what's going on with AI. So these tools should support, they should not replace your team's judgment. And lastly, they need to be monitored for bias. If AI outcomes are skewed, you need to catch and correct them before they become a liability. The best first step is an AI compliance risk assessment, and this helps you map out which tools use personal data, what decisions they're influencing, and where there may be gaps in oversight or in documentation. Start by identifying every tool, whether it's built in-house or if it's from a vendor, that uses automation to make or inform decisions. From there, create a clear AI use policy. You need to define which teams can use AI, under what conditions, and how those tools should be reviewed from time to time. If you're using third-party tools, verify that vendors comply with any relevant privacy standards and keep that documentation on file. Training matters as well. Your staff should understand when AI is in play. So whatever responsibilities they have in overseeing the outcomes and how to escalate any concerns. This is especially important for the finance and the operations teams, where decisions have often legal and ethical weight. And finally, you need to assign responsibility, whether it's your compliance officer, an operations manager, or an IT lead. Somebody needs to be in charge of reviewing the AI usage and documenting compliance, as well as staying on top of any changes that are being regulated. So if you're a CPA or bookkeeper, you might use AI to flag anomalies in client records or auto-categorize expenses. And while helpful, these tools can also make assumptions about financial behavior or about risk. So again, without oversight, that can lead to false positives or worse, decisions that are based on flawed logic. So make sure clients are aware of how these tools work and that there's a human review process in place. In manufacturing, AI tools may be used to optimize supply chains or monitor productivity. So if those tools are making scheduling decisions based on employee performance, that crosses into regulated territory. And states are beginning to treat these kinds of analytics as automated decisions, especially when they affect compensation or workload fairness. In the retail and e-commerce industries, AI is used for personalization or dynamic pricing, also fraud detection. These tools often rely on behavioral profiling, tracking how shoppers browse or spend. So if someone is shown different prices or flagged for fraud based on an algorithm, that's a decision that needs transparency and possibly opt-out rights. Retailers need to be careful not to let the convenience compromise the fairness. And across all industries, this message is the same. If you're using AI to make decisions that affect people directly or indirectly, then transparency, oversight, and fairness need to be part of your operating model. AI is also helping businesses work faster and smarter and more efficiently, but it's also introducing new risks. Compliance with state privacy laws and ethical AI use, it's not a tech company problem, it's everyone's problem. So whether you're managing client books, running an audit, or maybe overseeing production, if AI touches your workflow, then privacy, fairness, and oversight must be part of your process. So if you're not sure where your risks lie or if your AI tools are compliant with the new state laws, now is the moment to act. We can help you run a practical business-focused risk assessment that maps out your tools, it flags issues, and it gives you a clear path forward. So if you'd like to talk with me or my team, there's a link down there at the bottom. You can go to itcolorado.com/book-a-call. I'd just like to say, AI is really fun and it's interesting. It's the new shiny toy, but we need to treat it with respect, and we need to remember that at the end of all this, we are providing a service to our customers, and their data is very important to what we do. So thanks again. I hope you have a a wonderful afternoon or the rest of your morning, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you.